Here to shepherd this agency A-list in showcasing the units newly added to the IAB Standard Ad Unit portfolio is the IAB's Head of Brand Initiatives, Peter Minium. Peter, the stage is yours.
Thank you, Randall. Okay, now we've got the first quiz of the conference. How many people here, show of hands, remember when the leaderboard, the 728 by 90, was made an official IAB standard? Thank you very much. Well, you all have fantastic memories because that was announced in December of 2002. And in case you're wondering, having a hard time remembering back what you were doing in 2002, I thought I'd let you know what I was like in 2002. There it is. Who would have thought among you that 10 years later, this unit, together with the medium rectangle, which was made a standard in 2001, would be the predominant units on the web today? Is it any wonder why we have failed to crack the vault of brand advertising dollars? It's pretty simple, really. Our standard ad units are woefully uncompetitive with what agencies and brand marketers are using in other mediums. That changes, and it changes here tonight. Tonight we're announcing the first major revamp of the standard ad unit portfolio since 2002. The new, for 2012, IAB Standard Ad Unit portfolio offers marketers and their agencies for the first time a range of units to be used across the marketing funnel, whether it's brand-focused and measured on engagement, attitudinal lift, interaction, or whether it's conversion-focused and measured on clicks. The new portfolio will provide scale units for marketers to reach their goals. The portfolio itself is best represented by a video, and here that is.
The IAB Standard Ad Unit portfolio is new for 2012. The IAB Standard Ad Unit portfolio created the modern, scalable digital advertising industry. Over 80% of display ads sold follow the IAB standards. But consumers have fallen prey to banner blindness. So the IAB brought dozens of agencies and publishers together to reshape the digital ad landscape. You have more space, more functionality, and a new range of user experiences to tell bigger, bolder brand stories. Different configurations offer marketers new ways to capture and keep consumers' attention. For the first time, IAB standards will include full-page units, putting richer, more vibrant brand ads in front of millions of consumers at once. Size isn't the only thing that matters. IAB's new portfolio enables rich media and social connectivity to scale without customization costs. IAB's new portfolio of ad units: entertain, enlighten, and engage at scale.
So you'll notice that over half of the units in this new portfolio are brand new. We're adding a new super leaderboard, 970 by 90, finally, to span the width of the page. In addition, the display Rising Stars tonight are graduating from Rising Star status to become an official part of the IAB package. And like any graduation party, we've invited some special guests. We've invited 6 of the nation's top creative agencies to essentially take these new units out for a spin. The brief to them was simple. Guys, show us how you can use these new formats to bring your creative brand ideas to life. In addition, we invited IPG Media Labs to do some proprietary research, which they will show tonight, to answer the question, are these better units, in fact better, from an effectiveness standpoint? And so let me bring to the stage the first of these agencies, which is AKQA, who have adopted the portrait. I'd like to introduce Paul Nowakowski, Creative Director, who will show us what they've done with the portrait, which was built for them by AOL on the Pictilla platform. Paul?
So we at AKQA have, over the past few weeks, been developing and executing a concept for a pro bono client of ours called Pencils of Promise. Pencils of Promise are a non-profit organization founded in 2008 with a very simple mission: to provide an education to children in developing countries around the world. AKQA recently developed a very successful holiday campaign for the organization, in which we explored the power of a pencil. Our idea was to put a single pencil into the hands of a host of celebrities and artists and ask them to create one-of-a-kind artworks that we could then auction off on a dedicated website using the eBay API. At the end of the campaign, we raised enough money to build an entire school. And so we told ourselves, this should really be the goal with everything that we do for the organization. With that in mind, when we saw the portrait for the first time, we instantly identified what a powerful bit of kit this was. The ability to integrate applications and pull in real-time content from across the web shifted our thinking slightly. Instead of thinking about this as a typical display brief, we started to think of it as more of an event brief. And we soon hit upon the idea of creating a live auction in which we teamed up with the leading pencil artist, Joe Fenton, to create a live pencil mural with the portrait acting as our stage. Using the portrait's plug-and-play functionality, we were able to quickly and effectively implement 3 HD video feeds to the artist's studio. An eBay module enabled people to bid on the artwork in real time, while a Twitter feed below that allowed us to harness the accounts of some of our celebrity partners to tweet thanks directly to the people who were bidding. So, can the IAB portrait build an entire school? Thank you.
I think that's a stunning example of what can be done in these new ad units, and it's kind of unfair for me to put Paul and AKQ up first because it was so gorgeous. But the next gentleman is certainly capable of rising to the challenge. Big Spaceship adopted the Sidekick, and we're fortunate to have Michael Leibowitz, founder and CEO, who will show us what they've done with this unit, which was built for them by MediaMind. Michael?
Howdy. We're really excited to get the new unit called the Sidekick because it actually pushes the site out of the way and reveals what we believe to be something that is beyond space and time. It's actually sort of a portal into another dimension that we have yet to explore. We don't have quite as fancy a soundtrack as the previous one, nor did we do such fine things in the world. But we do know what happened when you actually go beyond space and time and see what happens with the Sidekick unit. a Laser Skull sound factory. Thank you very much.
Let me go back down. And so, in fact, Michael was a bit modest. Those were the employees of Big Spaceship, so I want you to study that very carefully the next time you're looking for an advertising agency, if you want those noises in your head for the next 3 years. We've got a powerful duo up next to showcase the billboard. We have Code and Theory, who partnered with the studio at Condé Nast, and their unit was built by DoubleClick. I'd like to invite Ivan Kaiser, Director of Strategy, and Cameron Connors, Executive Director, the studio at Condé Nast, to the stage to show what they've done with the billboard. Gentlemen?
Hi, and thank you for welcoming us here. My name is Ivan. I work for Code and Theory. We make websites and ads. We make Vogue.com and then the Bottega ads that go in Vogue.com. So we know both sides of the question.
I'm Cameron Connors, Executive Director of the studio, and we're a multimedia creative shop. We create a lot of work with my partner in crime, Christina Albi, I think I see over there, working with brands like Adobe and American Express and Barney's, in addition to our own Condé Nast brands like Vanity Fair, who's no doubt very busy tonight, Wired, I think somewhere in the room, and GQ. At our core, we're both teams are really about building brand experiences, and we're really all about leveraging the maximum pixel amount to drive these brand experiences. And it's great to hear today that we don't have to cram everything into that 728 by 90 space. So, with the advent of these IAB Rising Stars units, and particularly the billboard, we're sort of expanding the aperture on what we can do for brands, and arguably redefining the age-old proverbial impression. So I'll turn it back over to Ivan to talk you through the creative that we collaborated on.
All right, so Code and Theory has been working for a long time with Dr. Pepper. And Dr. Pepper has a campaign out right now called for Dr. Pepper 10. It's a soda marketing to men only. And it's a campaign about right and wrong, about the things you do online that guys really should not do. And there's a TV ad, there's a bunch of stuff. But when we were given this great creative canvas to work with, we wanted to do something more. We wanted to do something that felt special, that was interactive, that was bold, that made the most of the pixels that we had to work with. So let's check it out. So what this unit is about admitting when you're wrong. It's easy to point fingers, but it takes a real man to admit when he's just failed as a man. So the user is invited to admit their wrongs, tell the world that, yes, they have uploaded pictures of their cat. Whenever you've done a wrong, this sort of stuff happens. I mean, it is that bad. Uploading pictures of your lunch. Which one is that? The cheerleader one? Oof. And at the end, if you've been a man enough to admit that you've done wrong, you're invited to share your guilt with people, with your friends on Facebook, because they too can find the righteous way of being a man. This was a lot of fun to do. It was a lot of fun to do because, yeah, we didn't have to deal with the 728 by 90, but it was also a lot of fun to do because this is what it's about, right? We complain about ads being too small, and we complain when we make websites about ads disrupting the design experience. This is where we have to put our work where our mouth is. We have to, from a publisher standpoint, you're committing to a giant unit, a unit that will truly effectively monetize the attention that you've created. And as an advisor to brand and as a brand, you've got to make it happen. You've got to make something that people will actually remember. You don't have any excuses of number of pixels. This is what it's about. The only other thing that I wanted to say about how powerful it is, this thing's been built in 3 weeks. It was from the inception to us meeting, to talking to the client, to the concept, to production, to trafficking, and it's live right now on GQ.com. And the reason why it has is because the teams work together well, but also because it's a standard, because everybody knew what to do. So that was why it was really fun for us.
It's fun for us too, and I think it's no secret. We think that this unit is an explosive ad format, to say the least. And I think you had a couple of other interesting things going on here. You've got some incredible engagement. You're paying off as you go through the ad, and there's some light gamification, and that based on how you interact with the ad, you might experience the ad in a different way. And to Ivan's point, it's live on GQ.com right now. We've also coded it up in HTML5, so for those of you tablet and iPad users out there, please check it out when you're by the pool. Warning though, no Instagramming shots of yourselves in your bathing suits, gentlemen. It's in violation of the Management Code. So with that, I'll turn it back to Ivan.
Well, just wanted to thank the teams. They've worked hard over the last couple of days to make this happen for you guys.
I don't know, I'm grateful that Ivan talked about this being built in just 3 weeks, but since I only gave him 3 weeks to do it, I wonder if that's a veiled cut back at me. I don't know, I'll talk about it later. And so we now have Crispin Porter and Bogusky, who has adopted the film strip, and we're lucky to have Matt Walsh, Executive Experience Director, with the film strip inspired, of course, by Microsoft advertising. Matt?
Thank you. Hello, good to be here for sure. I think we had the best luck of the draw pulling the film strip myself. I don't know how familiar you guys are with it, but it has some really fascinating capabilities as a unit, especially around two realms, and two realms that we really tried to dive into. One being the contextuality and that ability to understand the context that you're serving that content into, and being able to inspire the content that you're creating based on that context. The other piece being the breadth of content that you're able to communicate through it, because it's designed as a series of panels down the page, and it really allows for a far more multi-dimensional experience than a lot of the other units that we've played with before. And so we jumped in and we wanted to create something that was very simple and hopefully a little bit delightful and hopefully a little universal. And so we focused actually on dating. And so like a dating site, and we actually fabricated a dating site, but if a dating site was going to use this platform to connect in some innovative new way, how would they do that, assuming it was a female-focused dating site? So if you want to roll the movie there. So what we did was actually focused on CNN.com and just use that as a platform where, you know, what if we could create an experience where, based on where you browse on the site, you get served different potential bachelors.
Hi there, my name is Tucker, and I would love to take you out. I'll be sure to wear one of my 150 bow ties, including this one, which was given to me by a president of the United States.
Some political options here. Let's say you're reading about the election.
Hi, I'm John, and I'd like to date you. I like camping. I like my love outside the system, and
it's interesting because this unit can really be used for so many different things. A lot of people try and map it to the funnel, where different panels down the screen that load up into that unit, you know, you load different ones based on where you are in the funnel.
Hey, gorgeous. You know, you're almost as beautiful as I am. I'm working at a coffee shop right now, but before you know it, I'll be walking red carpets. I think you should jump on the Slade train before it's too late. Come ride along with me.
Or maybe you click over into the world. And the cool part about all this is there's context without being creepy. You know, and it's something we really wanted to avoid, that big brother notion, but also have some intelligence to what was served and why. And so if you're matching based on interests, based on their browsing habits.
G'day, beautiful. My name's Stafford, but you can call me Staffy. For our first date, I'm thinking we go for a picnic in the bush. Maybe hunt some kangaroos.
You may get a tech option, you may get a world option, you may get this guy.
Hi, my name's Kevin, but my friends call me .com. If we started dating, I would be at your beck and call. I'm always carrying 2 cell phones, a tablet, my laptop.
And alas, maybe you're just looking for somebody who likes to travel.
Hey, my name's John. I love to travel. Don't have enough passport stamps yet. And if you want to get some too, maybe you can come with me. But maybe we should just start with dinner.
So this is, it's a fun little exploration. It's very much the tip of the iceberg. There's so much more you could do kind of inside this unit, leveraging a lot of the feeds that they're talking about and a lot of the other capabilities. But yeah, we had a lot of fun with it and look forward to exploring with both this and the other units more as we move forward.
Thanks, Matt. And again, these were employees of Crispin Porter & Bogusky in Boulder, so you can take your choice, which you like, the slightly creepy dating ones or the slightly creepy musicians. So we're going to move from dating to, well, I'm just going to leave it there, but we have BBH, who has adopted the slider. This was built by MediaMind, and we've got Jennifer Gavin, who's going to be up in just a second to talk about it, but I think she's slightly embarrassed at the film, and she's going to stay in the shadows until it's over. So let's play this wonderful execution first.
I get it. Sex tapes are fun to watch. But let me tell you, they're even more fun to make. And with just a little spray of this, you'll have no problem finding a co-star or 2. So, put down the lotion and pick up a camera. Happy filmmaking.
I wasn't really all that embarrassed. I bet you all thought it was actually going to be another Kardashian PR stunt. In 1998, I wrote my first banner creative brief. So that means for the last 14 years, creatives have been giving me the stink eye. Because every single banner brief to them means that they have to cram so much stuff into a small, finite box. But when BBH was introduced to the slider unit, the creatives took one look at that full screen format and they were already sold on it without even knowing what the assignment was. Sure, we could have stuffed in lots of additional functionality that's expected to be in an ad unit, but we opted for a branded entertainment approach in its purest format, while also pushing the brand in tonality and edge, playing up to the brashness of MTV.com, resulting in tighter integration between publisher and advertiser. The slider format enables proper storytelling by brands, giving display advertising in general creative credibility it rightfully deserves.
Thank you very much, Jennifer. Thanks very much. I failed to mention that Digital Fusion from Viacom and MTV partnered with BBH on that unit. And so finally, last but not least, we've got the pushdown, which the Martin Agency adopted, with Brian Williams, creative director, here to show us what they've done. Brian. Hello, sir.
Thanks, Peter. So the Martin Agency, Richmond, Virginia, I think it's fair to say that over the years we've created more than our fair share of ad mascots, spokes critters, singing animated characters, and guys that should be talking instead of singing. And we're lucky that a lot of those have actually taken hold and people love them. And the Geico Gecko, the caveman, the stack of cash with the little googly eyes on it. UPS whiteboard guy. There's the free credit score band. And we thought, well, maybe this pushdown unit, it's got these two panels that come down separately, and it can put a lot of different things in there. Maybe here's a chance to kind of celebrate that a little bit and do something that would be interesting for people that like those characters. You could do a little backstory, you could do some behind the scenes, maybe one of them has a Twitter feed, that kind of thing. And then we thought, you know what would even be better is we should just all have them fight.